Yeah, not in me in the middle, please.
If he wants to swing, go. Let's go now.
Shut up, relax. Relax.
If you want to go now, let's go.
Relax.
If you want to go now, let's go.
Chair across your face. Don't disrespect.
No, you can't intimidate me.
Don't disrespect.
You can't intimidate me.
Don't disrespect.
You can't intimidate me.
Daniel, don't
Who do you
disrespect.
think you are?
Daniel, don't disrespect me. Can't put this chair across your face. No, don't disrespect me on my life.
No, it's okay.
I want this little boy. Don't disrespect me.
Good. No.
Know who the this guy thinks he's talking to?
No. It's good.
Don't take disrespect lightly, Dan.
It's good.
Daniel, don't take disrespect lightly, you know.
The fight between Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois is a gripping clash of power and skill from the outset. Joshua will be displaying a composed and tactical approach, working behind his jab, showcasing his experience and ring IQ. Dubois, determined and aggressive, will apply pressure, landing powerful shots whenever he finds an opening. Joshua's movement and defense will be sharp, but Dubois' relentless offense will test him throughout the bout. Both fighters will exchange heavy blows in intense moments, captivating the crowd.
Don't sit on the table telling me we can go now and do all of this and that. Try to call me out.
Right, can we call that a cut?
Yeah, we will.
Good. Are these coming off now, these mics?
As the highly anticipated fight between Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois, it's clear that Joshua is leaving no stone unturned in his preparation. Joshua, known for his disciplined work ethic, is called to be in the best shape of his career.
Left hook head, left hook body. Good, body head. Good, and again. Good, little recock of that right shoulder. That's it, and again. Good, and again. Good, two more. One more of them. Good.
Videos and social media posts have shown him engaged in intense, high-level training sessions, pushing himself harder than ever to make sure he is ready for the challenge Dubois presents.
I want to get a response to Don Charles's comments. I spoke to him a couple of weeks ago. He says he knows your boxing DNA, your makeup, and that his presence in Daniel's camp should be a concern for you. Got any thoughts on that?
I've got to respect the man's opinion. What Don says is going to be irrelevant when the first bell goes anyway. That's how he feels. But for me personally, I'm focusing on myself. I'm not focusing on Don. I'm not focusing on Daniel. I'm focusing on myself and what I've got to do. And that's all that matters.
This focused training regimen highlights his determination not only to win, but to dominate Dubois in a manner that leaves no room for doubt about his elite status.
The biggest nights in the history of British boxing. This Saturday, Anthony Joshua bids to claim his third world heavyweight title. Standing in his way, though, is the man holding on to that IBF title, Daniel Dubois. But could his preparations be in jeopardy? For more on this story, we can go live to Wembley, speak to our man, Ben Ransom. Good morning to you, Ben. Now, there are stories circulating that there could be an issue in the Dubois camp. What can you tell us?
Yes, good morning. It wouldn't be a major fight week, would it, without some intrigue, some rumour, and certainly overnight reports on social media have blown up regarding Daniel Dubois' camp. Now,
many boxing experts and fans are beginning to believe that Anthony Joshua is entering what could be the best version of himself. Despite facing some setbacks in his career, including his 2 losses to Alexander Usyk, Joshua has shown resilience, coming back stronger with each fight. Observers have noted a different aura about him in recent months. He seems more composed, more focused, and more determined.
But then sports is so psychological. Combat is so psychological. And I think the ups and downs of AJ's career have come because of the ups and downs of the psychology, you know? When AJ's on mentally, he's a different guy, man. I mean, I can remember early in his career just being this destroyer and just having this utter mean streak in there, and it would just come out of him when he would fight. You could just see it. He had that it factor, and he was so popular. I mean, and then I remember being at the Ruiz fight at the Garden, and he gets hit with like this grazing shot, never recovers, and he's gone. And this is after I watched him knock out Klitschko at Wembley, getting up off the canvas in front of a crazy crowd because he believes in it. Because AJ already knows how to do everything. Physically, he's the goods. But he believes in everything. When you believe in everything that you're working with together, it's wholeheartedly, the tandem comes together. I think you're going to get the best version of AJ right now because he's got the experience. He's still that physical monster. He's not too old yet. And now he's got that self-belief with a trainer who's bringing out even other little nuances that he may not have been using before.
Chris,
Let me go next.
You jump on in, champ. Go ahead. because this is what happens in boxing. First of all, the ring ages fighters quicker than any sport in this world, at least as far as I can see. Along with that aging process in the ring, fighters go through these transitions. I'm expecting something like this.
Yeah, you expect
but
that.
now it's
Remember, Ruiz was a
Ruiz.
backup opponent. He's the fat kid. Nobody can believe. Yep.
He also dropped him right before that. Yep. Ruiz
He also
And it
dropped
was
him.
America. Yeah, and it was America, and it was just a lot for him. And I think after that fight, trying to find his bearings in that rematch with Ruiz, he was very tentative in that fight, as Paulie said. And I think he's gone through enough ups and downs in his career, enough trying to come back to get to the point that he's at now. And again, let's talk about the aging process. He's matured now. Early on in his career, he may not have been at that mature place to handle some of the things that he's been able to handle now. So I think Ben Davison has come in as at the perfect time. I think that his world in the ring has come full circle now to a perfect time where mentally he's locked in, he's matured, he's physically as matured as just as much as he is mentally, and it's all starting to make sense to him now. So that's my take.
In a recent interview, Joshua made it clear that he's not underestimating Dubois and is prepared for a tough, drawn-out fight if necessary. Acknowledging Dubois' youth, strength, and tenacity, Joshua said he expects the fight to go the distance, possibly pushing him into the later rounds where the mental and physical toll of boxing truly reveals itself. Joshua has always prided himself on his conditioning, and in this matchup, he seems ready to dig deep if it comes to that. He expressed confidence in his ability to outlast Dubois, attributing this to his experience in long bouts, including his epic 11-round victory over Wladimir Klitschko in 2017.
What, main event? Put you on the spot. I
think you in 5.
I said you in 5, yeah. Nah, I'm not thinking like that. You shouldn't.
You should.
You asked me what I think, though. You asked me what I think. If it can happen, I'm praying for it because it's an important fight. Do you know what I mean? But I'm prepared for a long, grueling fight.
Yeah, as you should. Everything has to be earned, right?
Yes.
Everything has to
like
be
my
earned.
respect has to be earned.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I need to earn my respect that night.
Yeah, talking about respect.
Yeah.
Obviously, you saw him from young.
Yeah.
From Pee-wee, amateur to pro,
Yeah.
back in Sheffield. Did
He's
you know this
worked
day was
hard.
coming?
Do you know what's mad? Do you know what's crazy, right? And this is one of the craziest things which I think I'd say is happening in my career, whatever you want to call it, right? Is when you're young and you're fighting, you're like the one that's hunting.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm the old one now in the division now, and people are like hunting me.
Yeah.
So it was only yesterday that I was like the one that was hunting. So no, I never saw it coming because
Young
I'm like,
fire, old flame, innit?
yeah. Now I'm an old man. I got all these people chasing me, and I'm like, where did that happen? But that's father time, part of the game, but it's made me switch on now to work harder because all these ones that are coming up now, they want my blood.
Of course.
Do you know what
yeah.
I mean? Whereas before, I was in the mix. I was amongst them lot.
Yeah.
I was leading that pack.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And now like Klitschko's retired, Povetkins, Pulev's, like Wilder's on his way out.
Yeah. A lot
like,
of people at
they're
that door,
transitioning.
Yeah.
I'm still holding on, and now I've got this whole next batch coming up.
Dubois, in a pre-fight press conference, openly acknowledged Joshua's reign at the top of the heavyweight division, but added a chilling proclamation of his own. He's coming to dethrone the king.
You know, AJ's been the king for a long time, and you know, we all know he's been the king for a very long time, and on the night I need to become a king slayer, and that's my goal, and that's the mission at hand, so I'm just ready to go.
His use of the term Kingslayer gives a glimpse into Dubois' mindset. He's ready to take on a larger-than-life figure, fully believing in his ability to rewrite the heavyweight narrative.
I looked at him as the guy that's leading the way for British fighters, British heavyweights, British boxing, so he's been the king for a long time, and now is my time. I need to dethrone the king and slay the king, and that's what I'm gonna have to do.
Joshua's confidence is unmistakable, as he has repeatedly stated that the best version of himself is still on the horizon. Despite already having 3 heavyweight titles to his name, Joshua suggests that his peak is yet to be reached, which is a frightening prospect for his opponents.
Almost get everything that you can collectively to become the best, AJ.
A better, not the best.
Okay. The best is still to come?
Yeah, the best is always going to be yet to come. So me as a boxer, as I am giving a service to my fans, I'm giving a service to the sport, I should never sit back and be like, yeah, I'm the best I am. I always got to look at myself and sit down with my team. So how can we make this better? How can we make this better? So yeah, I try and improve in every aspect.
I guess the challenge now is twofold. I know I know you want to fight the best, and that's what you've always done in your career, but there's an opportunity to become champion again. So the challenge now was Daniel Dubois, and to become IBF heavyweight champion again. It's the first belt you won as well. Do you need to be at your absolute best to overcome that challenge?
Yeah, probably better than my absolute best to beat Daniel. I respect him as a fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Good fighter, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Very, very talented. And I like I look at the pros in people, and I like the family, the synergy he has with his family. It plays a massive part, the influence that families have in a fighter's career. I think that is helping Daniel along the way. So, and this is part of their plan, isn't it? So it's not just like he doesn't belong here. It's been part of their plan. So it's going to be a tough night's work for sure.
Is there a part of you, a small part, that's annoyed it isn't Wilder? Because there was a lot of talk it could be Wilder if Wilder came through that fight against Jane.
No, the fight could still happen.
Yeah.
You think? Yeah, well, for me, why not? I've always said it's not a big deal for me. It is what it is. I get paid to fight.
Yeah.
I used to fight for free.
In the final press conference before the fight, Dubois' trainer made an important point. While Joshua may be one of the best in the world, Dubois is no stranger to high-stakes fights. Having faced tough opponents like Joe Joyce, Trevor Bryan, and Kevin Lerena, Dubois' team believes that he is more than prepared for the challenge.
And we've accepted it, basically, and acceptance is a way of cure. You move forward.
What have you changed in AJ?
Nothing really. I just think that maybe it's the way that we articulate what it is that we want him to do, and we set out a game plan is as good as it gets when it comes to executing.
You and your team, Lee Wiley and everyone backstage, I know you're very, very articulate in terms of the way you break down fighters. You would have broken down Daniel Dubois, you would have looked at those performances. Give me a positive first about Daniel Dubois. What does he do well?
I'm not going to talk about his strengths and weaknesses. That's for us to go away, work on, dissect, and plan to overcome. But like I said, we've already done the groundwork. It's just a case of going through that with AJ. And like I said, I know when it comes time to execute, there's no one better.
But he's done brilliantly. He went and fought Hrgovic when a lot of people chose not to fight him. He was undefeated at the time and done a magnificent job. First couple of rounds were a little bit tough for him, but he overcome that and showed what he's all about. And the prize at the end of the day was this fight at Wembley. Both those fights, and he fought in those fights like he was the favourite. And he'd go into this fight with a lot of people, certainly I've seen with the bookmakers, as being the underdog. I don't see it that way. I've got a lot of respect for what he's done. Certainly lately, AJ, he's on a roll of 4 wins. But if you look at the last couple of fights, Anthony's fought better quality fighters.
Daniel's fought better quality fighters, and I just feel it's his moment. He's 26 years of age, he can punch, he can box. He's a great finisher. If he gets you in trouble, I think he's probably one of the best finishers out there. And it's a battle of hearts and mind. That's what this fight's going to be about. Who's got the strongest heart and who's got the strongest mind?
As the media buildup for the fight intensified, Dubois expressed frustration with the endless rounds of interviews, media appearances, and questions about his mindset. He made it clear that he's tired of talking and ready to let his fists do the talking in the ring.
Got a couple of questions for you on that. When he said he was going to smash the chair around your face, what were you thinking?
Well, first off, you gotta, he's giving me time. He's warning me, innit? If you're gonna do something, you just do it. But I'm gonna, just whatever. It's just fun, whatever. It's mind games and all of that trickery. But I'm ready to fight. I'm sick of all these questions now. I want to get in the ring and fight. Okay,
but what did you think when he stood up? Did you think he was going to have a go?
I'm not sure what I was thinking. He was just going with it. Whatever. Words were exchanged. It didn't mean nothing to me. Nothing,
Well, he said you disrespected him, and he doesn't take disrespect lightly.
Disrespect?
Did you disrespect him?
It's not the right word, is it?
Did you disrespect him?
Is there respect in that ring? There's no respect in that ring. And, at the end of the day, this is a fight. If you want respect, go and become a lawyer. Go and become a lawyer or a doctor or something. But you know, this is a fight game, and you know, I'm ready, 100% ready to just go out there and fight now. It's getting closer, and I'm on a home run.
Dubois hasn't always been this confident in his abilities to dethrone Joshua. In the past, he has spoken highly of Joshua, admiring his accomplishments and stature within the sport. The respect Dubois has shown is telling. It reveals that he has studied Joshua's career and understands what makes him great.
Yeah, they should all just have a tear up and see who comes out on top.
Who do you think is number one? If not 1 to 4, who do you think is the best out of the 4 of them?
I'd probably say maybe Joshua, because he has all the belts. I can't say really. Yeah. I can't say.
And Joshua, you know quite well, having sparred him before.
Yeah.
There were stories of you dropping him in sparring.
It was good sparring, you know. What more can I say? It's good that, you know, sort of launched me off into the professional games after sharing the ring with him, and yeah, I'd say it was a big help, and it was a good experience.
When you look at what he's done and what he's doing with the game and selling out Wembley and now making his American debut, does that give you a taste of what could be in your future? And is that what you want in your future?
Yeah, definitely. That's big nights, big sellout crowd, big moments that get you up for a fight. And you know, this is do or die. This is where it counts, and this on edge moments like that really that's just, it's a thrill as well as a hard task. It's a thrill, and definitely something I want to, you know, experience and go through in my lifetime.
Caroline Dubois, Daniel's sister and a professional boxer herself, voiced her opinion in an interview, urging Joshua not to try and intimidate her brother. She believes Daniel is mentally tough enough to handle the pressure of the moment and the pre-fight mind games Joshua might attempt.
How do you feel he fares against AJ?
I think it's a great fight, isn't it? British boxing have been craving and crying out for a big fight, big domestic fight. We had that when AJ fought Vladimir Klitschko, and I think that really was amazing. You know, the British public was going crazy for that. It was, and the atmosphere and the fight itself was so good. People were just buzzing for weeks after that one. So now we got another one, another AJ one, but we got another one, and I think, you know, this is what British boxing needs, a big domestic clash, and it's great that it's a domestic clash, and it's great that it's 2 British fighters and for a world title.
You think Daniel does it?
I think it's very, very, very 50-50. It's very much who turns up on the night and who executes the plan, and I think he's in a very good chance to win. You know, it's neither of them can say, I've got this in the bag. And if you put a bet on either one of them, would you be disappointed if it went anyway? You can't really, because it's one of them ones.
I wonder what you took of the moment, because it's sort of like the next big generation coming through over the veteran AJ, and AJ sort of seemed to take Daniel's challenge with a bit of disrespect, and they had a bit of that animosity in the face-off there. Did you like that, what you saw from Daniel, like, rise and challenge and say he couldn't be intimidated by AJ?
I think if you're a heavyweight, if you have any sense of confidence, you should not be intimidated by another man. Women should not be intimidated by as a female fighter, I shouldn't be intimidated by another female. As a man and you're fighting, you should not be intimidated by anyone. You know, if he was fighting Usyk or Tyson or AJ or run it back Mike Tyson, if you're walking into that afraid of this guy, you're not going to do well. So just be confident, and if you believe you're going to beat someone, just, you know, be confident.
Addressing his critics, Dubois has confidently stated that he is more than prepared for this fight after his setback loss to Joe Joyce in 2020. Some doubted whether Dubois had what it takes to compete at the highest levels of the heavyweight division. However, he has since bounced back with several victories and now finds himself in the biggest fight of his career.
If he takes those right hands from Anthony Joshua, it's good night. Forget about it.
People got a lot of to say, but you know, that was Hergovich. That's his different style, different fighter. I know I'm prepared. I'm covered all of, you know, my weaknesses before. I'm ready.
Promoter Frank Warren responded sharply to a comment made by Joshua, in which he referred to Dubois as a little boy, emphasizing that Dubois is no longer the young, inexperienced fighter he once was.
To him, he is a little boy. He's an older man, isn't he? I mean, you know, but little boys become men. And that's what's going to happen on Saturday.
The fight is set to take place in front of a massive crowd of 96,000 fans at the iconic Wembley Stadium, adding to the grandeur of the event. Joshua's status as a 3-time heavyweight champion has made him one of the biggest draws in boxing, and this bout against the dangerous and hungry Dubois is one that fans are eager to witness.
Jackie, good to see you. Talk to us about the build-up to this fight at the weekend.
Well, there's huge build-up. It's something that the Saudis love to do, and they've introduced this thing called the Grand Rivals, where the boxers are all on the red carpet, although tonight it was lilac. In fact, they're dismantling around me, and where it's literally a rapid operation. But just a few moments ago, Anthony Joshua was standing on that carpet. So was Dubois, and they will fight on Saturday night at Wembley. 96,000 people will be watching it, and as you said, it's funded all by Turki Al Sheikh, who just loves boxing. You know, he is a Saudi head of entertainment, and he has really shaken up this sport, throwing so much money at it and putting so many interesting fights together that perhaps would not have happened had so much money not been on the table. So AJ has this great opportunity on Saturday to fight for the IBF World Heavyweight belt. It would become a 3-time World Heavyweight champion if he was to win. Actually, Dubois owns this belt. He hasn't fought for it yet, but he was given it because Usyk was forced to give it up. So there's a belt at stake, and he would join the likes of Muhammad Ali and Evander Holyfield, and literally only 5 men have been a 3-time heavyweight world champion. So it's a bit of history up for grabs. I asked him about that. He didn't seem too bothered about that, but I did actually ask him whether it was a must-win fight for him because of where he is in his career, because of his age, because it would be quite hard to rebuild if he lost. This is what he had to say.
Eddie Hearn, Joshua's promoter, weighed in on the matchup, acknowledging that Dubois is a dangerous fighter, but stating that he lacks the complete skill set that Joshua possesses. Hearn believes that while Dubois has power and raw talent, Joshua's experience, technical prowess, and ring intelligence give him the edge.
He's a heavyweight, he's 6'6", he's about 18 stone. What would you expect in him? Not to look big and strong? I mean, you know, like, he's dangerous. People looking for ways to kind of talk up Daniel Dubois' chances. You don't need to. He's a live underdog. But he's an underdog, and he's an underdog for a reason. He's not as good as Anthony Joshua. He's not a complete fighter like Anthony Joshua, but he's very dangerous. And that's why people love tuning into the heavyweights. Anything can happen on a sixpence.
Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.